No one expected it. Not the crew, not the fans, and definitely not Aesha Scott. But the below-deck Mediterranean romance between Nathan Gallagher and Gael Cameron would soon turn into one of the show's most unpredictable love stories. What started as a flirtation beneath the deck lights of the Mystique quickly became something much deeper, something that would carry beyond the show itself and into real life. But before we talk about their baby, their breakup, and their shocking reunion, let's rewind to where it all began, Season 9. Nathan and Gael weren't just two crew members trying to keep the yacht spotless. They were two souls who seemed to find calm in the chaos of charter life. Their chemistry was instant, undeniable, the kind of connection you could feel through the screen. They shared late-night talks on the deck, secret smiles during crew dinners, and moments so genuine that even the other yachties couldn't help but notice. But like every below-deck love story, calm seas never last for long. The reality of the job, long hours, shifting loyalties, and the ever-present drama began to take its toll. Then came the distance. Once filming wrapped, Nathan and Gael tried to keep their spark alive off-camera, but life after charter isn't as easy as it looks on Bravo. Messages grew shorter, calls became rare, and before anyone knew it, the couple had quietly called it quits. Fans noticed the change immediately. The social media silence, the missing comments, the absence of those flirty emojis that once filled their timelines. It was official. Nathan and Gael had split. But here's where the story twists. Months later, as Below Deck Mediterranean geared up for Season 10, Nathan returned, this time as bosun, confident, focused, and, most importantly, single. Or so everyone thought. The premiere showed him laughing and flirting with second stew Kizzy Kitchener, a cheeky moment that quickly sent fans into a frenzy. Was Nathan moving on too fast? Was he still thinking about Gael? Or the question that sparked hundreds of Reddit threads, was he being unfaithful? Before we dive deeper into that storm, make sure to hit that like button if you've ever followed a below-deck romance that had you hooked from episode 1, and subscribe to this channel for more untold yachty stories that keep you guessing till the end. Back to the drama. When Nathan shared that playful bedtime call with Gael during the episode, it left viewers puzzled. Why was he calling her if they weren't together? Why did it feel so emotional, yet distant? Aesha Scott, ever the voice of reason, decided it was time to set the record straight. During her chat with Page Six's virtual reality, she revealed that the scenes viewers were reacting to were filmed during Nathan and Gael's brief breakup. For the record, he never cheated on Gael, Aesha declared firmly. Her words silenced a wave of online speculation that had been brewing for weeks. When he came on, I think he and Gael would message every now and then. He's a single guy. There are hot girls on the boat. He's more than welcome to have a pash here and there. Now, for anyone outside New Zealand wondering what pash means, it's Kiwi slang for making out. And Aesha wasn't wrong. Nathan was single, free, and navigating the kind of emotional uncertainty that often hits when love meets distance and fame. But even amid the flirting and laughter, his heart wasn't done with Gael. Deep down, something told him their story wasn't finished. The turning point came months later. As the Bravado superyacht prepared for another charter, a familiar face arrived, Gael Cameron herself. The reunion, captured in the Season 10 trailer, had fans holding their breath. Would this be another awkward ex-encounter, or the beginning of something beautiful? What unfolded next was beyond anyone's expectations. A reunion so heartfelt it reignited everything they had lost. According to Aesha, it wasn't just a reunion. It was a realization. Nathan and Gael weren't just rekindling a fling. They were rebuilding a future. It was honestly the most wonderful reunion, Aesha later said. Seeing them now, so stable and so solid and so in love, it just makes me so happy. And that happiness was contagious. Even the crew, used to the endless drama of yacht life, couldn't help but feel something special about the way Nathan looked at Gael again. Softer, certain, and full of quiet regret. Somewhere between the endless charters and the high seas, Nathan realized what he truly wanted. And that realization led to one of the most surprising chapters in Below Deck history. By the end of that season, Nathan confided in Aesha during one of their late-night talks. His words were simple, but heavy with truth. I've just been thinking about it so much, and I realize she is the one. She's the love of my life, and I really regret how things worked out. No one could have predicted what would come next, not even Aesha, who laughed in disbelief when the news broke months later. Because by June, Nathan and Gael weren't just back together. They were parents. Their son, Caden, had arrived, a tiny miracle born from a relationship that had once seemed lost at sea. And if you think that's where their story ends, think again. When Gael Cameron stepped back onto the Bravado super yacht, the entire crew froze. You could almost feel the electricity in the air, a mix of nostalgia, tension, and unspoken emotion. Nathan Gallagher stood there, caught between shock and joy, his grin slipping into a look that said everything words couldn't. This wasn't just another visit from an ex. This was unfinished business, the kind of moment that reality TV dreams are made of. The cameras captured every heartbeat of that reunion. Gail's eyes met Nathan's across the deck, and for a second it felt like the chaos of charter life just stopped. The waves quieted, the chatter faded. It was as if the ocean itself was holding its breath. Nathan approached her slowly, a smirk tugging at the corner of his lips. That same familiar look Gail had fallen for months ago. And when they finally embraced, fans around the world melted. After all the rumors, the confusion, and the heartbreak, the spark was still there, undeniable and alive. But it wasn't just romance that returned to the yacht that day. It was closure. And maybe a second chance. Even Aesha, who's seen more onboard love stories crash and burn than she can count, couldn't help but smile. Later, she would admit that she had goosebumps watching it unfold. It was honestly one of the most genuine moments I've ever witnessed on the show, she shared. There was no drama, no showmanship, just two people realizing they never stopped loving each other. Of course, Below Deck fans weren't going to stay calm about this. Within hours of the episode airing, social media exploded. Instagram stories were flooded with heart emojis. TikTok edits of Nathan and Gail's journey hit thousands of views. And Twitter, or should we say X, was overflowing with comments like, "This is the love story I didn't know I needed," and "They're the real deal. Forget the rest of the yachty drama." And just when fans thought that was the happy ending, Nathan and Gail dropped the biggest bombshell yet, one that made even Captain Sandy blink twice when she found out. In September 2024, just a few months after that reunion aired, the couple confirmed they were officially back together. The news spread fast, not just in Below Deck fan circles, but across entertainment blogs everywhere. But then, only a few months later, they surprised everyone again. On a quiet June morning, Gail shared a photo on Instagram. No dramatic caption, no fancy announcement, just a picture of two hands holding a tiny one. That's right, Nathan and Gail had welcomed their first child, a baby boy named Caden. The comments section exploded. Crew members, fans, and even past yachties from other seasons poured in their congratulations. Aesha, of course, couldn't contain her excitement. "A whole baby! Can you believe it?" she said during an interview. "That's what I love about life. It can change in an instant. One moment you're working 18-hour days on a yacht, and the next you're holding your first child with the love of your life." And she wasn't exaggerating, because for Nathan, the transformation was real. Season 10 showed a version of him that was still cheeky and confident, but underneath, there was something new. A maturity that only comes after heartbreak, reflection, and finding your way back to someone who truly matters. In one confessional, Nathan opened up about Gail and their breakup in a way that caught fans off guard. "I regret how things ended," he said softly, almost as if he was speaking directly to her through the camera. "She was my person. You don't realize how deep it runs until it's gone." Those words, raw and unfiltered, became one of the most replayed moments of the premiere. Fans knew then, this wasn't just another yachty fling. This was something real. And behind the scenes, Aesha could see it too. She recalled a conversation toward the end of the charter season, one that now feels almost prophetic. Nathan had come to her late one night, after the guests had gone to bed, leaning against the bar with that thoughtful look he rarely showed. "I've just been thinking about it so much," he told her, "and I realize she's the one. She's the love of my life." Those words stayed with Aesha long after filming wrapped, and when she later found out about baby Caden, she couldn't stop smiling. "It just felt right," she said, Like all that chaos, all those waves, led to something beautiful. But here's the thing about Below Deck. Nothing ever stays peaceful for long. While Nathan and Gail's story was turning into a fairy tale off camera, drama was still brewing on deck. Season 10 was shaping up to be one of the most emotionally charged seasons yet. With new crew dynamics, shifting loyalties, and unexpected flirtations, fans began to wonder, how would Nathan's off-screen love story affect his role on board? Could he balance leadership and lingering emotions, especially with Kizzy still in the mix? As rumors started to swirl, one thing became clear. Nathan wasn't the same carefree deckhand from Season 9. He had something to prove, and more importantly, someone, waiting for him on shore. The emotional weight of his journey started to show. Every time he looked out at the horizon, you could see it. That quiet thoughtfulness that comes when you know your heart's already somewhere else. Every order he gave, every decision he made, it all carried the calm confidence of a man who finally knew what he wanted. And that's the beauty of Nathan and Gail's story. It's not just a below-deck romance. It's proof that sometimes love really does find its way back, no matter how stormy the seas get. But just when everyone thought the drama was done, whispers started spreading about what really happened between Nathan and Kizzy before Gail's return. Some crew members claimed there was more to their flirtation than what viewers saw. Others say the truth was edited out. So what really went down before that reunion? And did it almost cost Nathan his second chance with Gail? Stay tuned, because that's where the story takes another turn you won't see coming.